If you're over 40 and treating a polo like a t-shirt with a collar, you're leaving a lot of polish on the table. That's why some guys look sharp and intentional in polos, while yours feel golf shop or sloppy the minute you leave the house. The good news, it isn't you. It's a handful of fixable choices. Today, I'll show you 5 mistakes that add visual bulk and age you up, and the simple moves that flip a polo into a smart casual power piece. The fit that reads tailored, the collar that frames your face, colors that flatter, fabrics that hold shape, and styling rules that work anywhere. By the end, you'll know exactly how to make a polo look clean, confident, and expensive without buying a whole new wardrobe. Mistake number 1, the fit disaster that ages you instantly. Let's start with the most common and most devastating mistake I see everywhere. And this one might hurt a little, but it needs to be said. Most men over 40 are wearing polo shirts that fit like they borrowed them from their teenager or their much larger brother. And I get it, your body has changed since you were younger, and finding the right fit feels more complicated than it used to be. But here's what's happening. Ill-fitting polo shirts don't just look bad, they're making you look older, less confident, and like you've given up on caring about your appearance. The baggy polo problem. If your polo shirt looks like you could fit another person inside it with you, you're drowning in fabric. This creates the illusion that you're smaller and less substantial than you actually are, while all that extra material makes you look wider and shapeless. I see this constantly. Men who think loose equals comfortable, and comfortable equals good. But there's a difference between comfortable fit and sloppy fit. When your polo is too big, you look like you're wearing a tent with a collar. Here's what happens when your polo is too baggy. The sleeves hang past your elbows, making your arms look thin and undefined. The body billows out from your chest, eliminating any evidence that you have shoulders or a masculine silhouette. And that extra fabric around your waist? It's adding visual weight exactly where most men over 40 can least afford it. The too tight terror. On the flip side, if your polo is pulling across your chest, creating horizontal stress lines across your belly, or making you look like a sausage in a casing, you're fighting the wrong battle. Tight polos don't make you look fitter. They highlight every area you might be self-conscious about. When a polo is too tight, it also restricts your movement and makes you look uncomfortable. People can see when you're struggling with your clothes, and it undermines your confidence before you even open your mouth. The sleeve length catastrophe. Here's something most men never think about. Sleeve length on a polo shirt completely changes how your arms and overall proportions look. Sleeves that are too long make you look younger in a bad way, like you're wearing your dad's clothes. Sleeves that are too short make you look like you've outgrown your shirt. The right sleeve length should hit about mid-bicep when your arms are at your sides. This creates the most flattering proportion for your arms and gives you a clean, intentional look. What actually works? Your polo should skim your body without clinging to it. When you move your arms, the shirt should move with you without pulling tight across your back or chest. The shoulder seam should sit right at the edge of your shoulder, not hanging off it, not riding up your neck. Here's a simple test. When you're wearing the polo, you should be able to pinch about an inch of fabric at your sides. Less than that, and it's too tight. More than that, and it's too loose. The right fit makes you look intentional and put together. It shows that you understand how clothes should work with your body, not against it. When your polo fits properly, you'll stand straighter, move with more confidence, and project an entirely different energy. But even if you nail the fit perfectly, this next mistake will completely undermine your sophisticated appearance. Mistake number 2, the collar catastrophe. This one's huge, and it's something most men never even consider when they're shopping for polo shirts. Your collar isn't just a functional part of your polo, it's framing your face and communicating your attention to quality and detail. The flimsy collar disaster. If your polo collar is floppy, wrinkled, or refuses to stay in place, you're broadcasting that you don't understand quality or that you don't care enough to invest in clothes that actually work. A weak collar makes your entire outfit look cheap, regardless of what else you're wearing. Here's what happens with a poor quality collar. It curls at the edges, creating an unkempt appearance that suggests you don't pay attention to details. It lays flat against your neck instead of creating the structured frame that a good collar should provide. And after a few washes, it becomes completely shapeless and unprofessional. I've seen men who look sharp from the shoulders down completely undermine their appearance with a collar that looks like it went through a blender. It's like having a great haircut with one section sticking up. That one detail ruins the entire look. The popped collar problem. If you're over 40 and still popping your collar, you need to understand something. That look aged out about 20 years ago, and it's making you look like you're trying too hard to recapture your youth. It's the clothing equivalent of buying a sports car to prove you're still young. Everyone sees right through it. A popped collar on a mature man doesn't look confident or casual. It looks desperate and out of touch. It suggests that you haven't updated your style since college and don't understand current standards of sophisticated casual wear. The collar height issue. The height of your polo collar matters more than most men realize. A collar that's too low makes your neck look short and thick, while also creating an awkward transition between your shirt and anything you might layer over it. On the other hand, a collar that's too high can look restrictive and formal in a way that works against the casual sophistication that a good polo should provide. The fabric and structure factor. A quality polo collar is made with interfacing or structured in a way that allows it to maintain its shape throughout the day and after multiple washes. This isn't just about appearance. It's about the collar doing its job of framing your face properly. Cheap polos often have collars that are just extensions of the body fabric with no additional structure. These collars immediately signal low quality and poor construction, and they'll never give you the polished look you're going for. What makes a great collar? The ideal polo collar should have enough structure to stand up slightly and frame your face without being stiff or uncomfortable. It should maintain its shape throughout the day and return to its proper form after washing. The collar should also be proportional to your face and neck. If you have a fuller face or thicker neck, you might need a collar with a bit more substance. If you have a thinner face, a more delicate collar might be more flattering. The quality test. Here's how to identify a good polo collar. It should feel substantial when you touch it, maintain its shape when you manipulate it, and lay properly against your neck and chest when you're wearing the shirt. A quality collar will also have clean, finished edges and consistent stitching. These details might seem minor, but they communicate attention to quality that people notice, even if they can't articulate exactly what makes one polo look better than another. But collar quality won't save you if you're making this next devastating mistake. Mistake number 3, the color and pattern catastrophe. This is where most men over 40 completely destroy any chance of looking sophisticated, and the mistakes are so common that many guys think they're making safe, appropriate choices. The boring beige trap. If your polo shirt collection consists entirely of beige, khaki, tan, and other safe neutral colors, you're making yourself invisible in the worst possible way. These colors don't make you look sophisticated. They make you look washed out, older, and frankly boring. Here's the problem with these colors. They don't provide enough contrast with most men's skin tones, especially as we age and our natural coloring becomes more muted. Instead of looking refined, you end up looking like you're disappearing into your clothes. I see men who think these neutral colors are classy or professional, but the reality is that they're just playing it so safe that they've eliminated any possibility of looking dynamic or interesting. The neon nightmare. On the opposite end of the spectrum, some men think bright, loud colors will make them look younger and more energetic. But wearing colors that are too bright or too trendy just makes you look like you're trying too hard to be something you're not. Neon colors, day-glow brights, and anything that screams for attention from across the room isn't sophisticated, it's desperate. These colors might work on a 25-year-old at a beach party, but they're style suicide for a man over 40 who wants to be taken seriously. The pattern panic. Large patterns, busy designs, and anything that creates visual chaos will make you look less sophisticated and draw attention to your size rather than your style. This includes large stripes, bold geometric patterns, novelty prints, and anything that looks like it belongs on vacation resort wear rather than in serious casual situations. These patterns work against you by adding visual bulk and making it obvious that you don't understand scale and proportion in clothing. They also tend to date quickly, making you look like you're stuck in whatever era the pattern was popular. The horizontal stripes horror. If you're wearing horizontal stripes on your polo shirts, you need to understand that these lines are making you look wider. Period. This isn't a matter of personal preference or style interpretation. It's visual physics, and it's working against you every time. Horizontal stripes draw the eye across your body, emphasizing width rather than height. For men over 40 who are often dealing with changes in their midsection, this is particularly unflattering. The logo overload problem. If your polo has a logo that's larger than a quarter, you're walking around as a billboard for someone else's brand, rather than projecting your own sense of style. Large logos make you look like you need external validation and don't understand subtle sophistication. This is especially problematic with obvious designer logos that scream, "Look how much I spent." Sophisticated men understand that quality speaks for itself without needing to announce itself loudly. What actually works? The most versatile and flattering polo colors for men over 40 are rich, sophisticated shades that provide good contrast with your skin tone. Navy is almost universally flattering and works in both casual and semi-dressy situations. White is clean and classic, but requires perfect fit and quality fabric to look sophisticated rather than basic. Deep colors like forest green, burgundy, deep gray, and rich brown can be extremely flattering and give you more personality than basic neutrals while still being appropriate for most situations. The subtle pattern strategy. If you want patterns, keep them subtle and sophisticated. Small geometric patterns, thin stripes, vertical, not horizontal, or subtle textures can add visual interest without overwhelming your frame or dating your look. The key is ensuring that any pattern you choose enhances your overall appearance rather than competing with it for attention. But color and pattern won't matter if you're making this next crucial mistake. Mistake number 4, the fabric and quality disaster. This is where men separate themselves into two categories: those who understand that quality matters and those who think all polo shirts are basically the same. The difference is immediately visible to anyone who knows what to look for. The cheap fabric catastrophe. If your polo shirts are made from thin, cheap cotton or synthetic blends that feel rough to the touch, you're broadcasting that you don't understand quality or that you're not willing to invest in clothes that actually work properly. Cheap fabrics don't just feel bad, they look bad. They pill after a few washes, they don't hold their shape, they show sweat stains more readily, and they generally make you look less expensive and less put together than you actually are. Here's what happens with cheap polo fabrics. They become misshapen after washing. They fade unevenly. They develop that telltale cheap shine that screams low quality. And they generally make even a well-fitted polo look like something you picked up at a gas station. The synthetic disaster. Polos made from 100% synthetic materials or heavy synthetic blends don't breathe properly, don't feel good against your skin, and often have that subtle plastic-like appearance that immediately signals cheap construction. These fabrics also tend to hold odors, show sweat stains, and generally feel uncomfortable throughout the day. When you're wearing clothes that don't feel good, it affects your confidence and your comfort level in any situation. The too thin problem. Polo shirts made from fabric that's too thin show every imperfection underneath and don't have the structure to maintain their shape throughout the day. This is particularly problematic for men over 40 who want to project authority and sophistication. Thin fabrics also tend to be less durable and require more frequent replacement, making them more expensive in the long run despite their lower initial cost. The too heavy trap. On the other end of the spectrum, polo shirts made from fabric that's too heavy or stiff don't move naturally with your body and can add unnecessary bulk to your silhouette. These fabrics often look more formal than a polo should and can make you appear uncomfortable or overdressed in casual situations. What quality looks like. A quality polo shirt is made from cotton or cotton-rich blends that feel substantial in your hands but still have some give and flexibility. The fabric should feel smooth, but not slippery, and it should have enough weight to drape properly on your body. Quality cotton improves with age. It becomes softer and more comfortable while maintaining its shape and appearance. Synthetic fabrics just break down and look progressively worse over time. The weave and construction factor. The way the fabric is woven and how the polo is constructed affects both appearance and durability. Quality polos use construction techniques that ensure the shirt maintains its shape, the seams stay strong, and the overall appearance remains professional even after many washes. Look for details like reinforced seams, properly finished edges, and consistent stitching throughout the garment. These details might seem minor, but they make the difference between a polo that looks good for years and one that starts looking shabby after a few months. The thread count reality. While thread count isn't everything, it does matter for polo shirts. Fabrics with appropriate thread count feel better, look better, and last longer. Very low thread counts feel thin and cheap, while extremely high thread counts can feel too heavy for a casual polo. The sweet spot is usually in the middle range. Substantial enough to feel quality, but not so heavy that the polo feels formal or restrictive. The color retention test. Quality polo fabrics hold their color wash after wash, while cheap fabrics fade quickly or develop that washed-out look that makes you appear less polished and put together. This is particularly important for darker colors, which can look dramatically different after several washes if the fabric quality isn't adequate. The investment mindset. Buying quality polo shirts is actually more economical in the long run because they maintain their appearance and structure much longer than cheap alternatives. A $60 polo that looks great for 5 years is a better investment than 3 $20 polos that look shabby after 1 year each. But even the highest quality fabric won't save you if you're making this final critical mistake. Mistake number 5. The styling and occasion catastrophe. This is where most men completely misunderstand what polo shirts are for and how to incorporate them into their wardrobe in a way that looks intentional and sophisticated. The everywhere polo problem. If you think polo shirts are appropriate for every casual situation, you're missing the nuances that separate well-dressed men from those who just throw on whatever's convenient. Not every casual situation calls for a polo, and wearing them everywhere makes you look like you only own one type of shirt. Polos work best in specific contexts. Casual business settings, weekend social events, golf or other sports activities, and situations where you want to look polished but not formal. Wearing them to the beach, working out, or doing yard work makes them look inappropriate and diminishes their impact when you wear them in the right situations. The tucked versus untucked disaster. Most men have no idea when to tuck their polo shirts and when to leave them untucked, and making the wrong choice immediately signals that you don't understand appropriate dressing for different situations. Here's the rule. In business casual situations, polos should generally be tucked in. This creates a cleaner, more professional appearance and shows that you understand the difference between casual and sloppy. For weekend social situations, untucked can work, but only if the polo is the right length and fits properly. An untucked polo that's too long makes you look sloppy and unprofessional. The layering logic failure. Many men don't understand how to layer with polo shirts, which limits their versatility and makes them less useful in transitional weather or changing temperature situations. A polo can work beautifully under a blazer for smart casual occasions, but only if both pieces fit properly and the colors work well together. The polo collar should complement the blazer lapel, not compete with them. Layering a sweater or cardigan over a polo can also work, but again, the fit and proportions of both pieces need to be considered carefully. The accessories catastrophe. The wrong accessories can completely destroy a polo shirt look. Heavy, clunky watches, inappropriate belts, or shoes that don't match the level of casualness can make your outfit look disjointed and thoughtless. A polo calls for accessories that complement its casual sophistication. A quality leather belt, a watch that's not too sporty or too formal, and shoes that work with the overall level of dressiness you're going for. The seasonal stupidity. Wearing the same polo shirts year-round without considering seasonal appropriateness makes you look like you don't understand how clothing should adapt to different times of year and weather conditions. Lighter colors and fabrics work better in warmer weather, while darker colors and slightly heavier fabrics are more appropriate for cooler seasons. The same white polo that looks perfect in summer can look out of place in fall or winter. The color coordination crisis. Many men treat polo shirts as if they exist in a vacuum, not considering how the color and style work with the rest of their outfit. This leads to combinations that look accidental rather than intentional. Your polo should coordinate with your pants, shoes, and any other pieces you're wearing. This doesn't mean everything has to match exactly, but it does mean considering how all the elements work together to create a cohesive look. What professional styling looks like. A well-styled polo outfit looks effortless but intentional. The colors work together without being too matchy. The fit is consistent across all pieces, and the overall level of dressiness is appropriate for the situation. The key is understanding that a polo is a building block in your outfit, not the entire outfit itself. How you combine it with other pieces determines whether you look sophisticated or sloppy. The confidence factor. When you understand how to style polo shirts properly, they become incredibly versatile pieces that can work in a wide range of situations. This versatility gives you confidence because you know you're dressed appropriately, whether you're at a casual business meeting, a weekend social event, or a relaxed dinner out. But styling knowledge is useless if you don't understand the complete system for building a polo-based wardrobe, the complete Polo Mastery System. Here's how all of these elements work together to create a polo shirt wardrobe that makes you look sophisticated, confident, and appropriately dressed for any casual or smart casual situation. The foundation color strategy. Start with 3 foundation colors that work with your skin tone and coordinate with most of your pants and shoes. For most men over 40, this means navy, white, and 1 rich color like forest green, burgundy, or deep gray. These 3 colors will handle 90% of your polo-wearing situations and give you a solid foundation to build on. Once you have these basics perfected, you can add other colors that complement your foundation pieces. The fit consistency rule. All of your polo shirts should fit according to the same principles, even if they're from different brands. This creates visual consistency in your wardrobe and ensures that you always look intentional and put together. This might mean having some shirts altered or being willing to try multiple sizes from different manufacturers to find what works best for your body type. The quality investment approach. It's better to own 3 high-quality polo shirts that fit perfectly than 10 cheap ones that look mediocre. Quality polos will maintain their appearance longer, feel better when you're wearing them, and give you more confidence in any situation. Focus on finding brands and styles that work for your body type and budget, then stick with them rather than constantly trying new options. The versatility maximization. Each polo in your wardrobe should work with multiple other pieces, creating maximum outfit combinations with minimum pieces. This means considering how each shirt works with your pants, shoes, blazers, and other layering pieces. A versatile polo can transition from casual business wear to weekend social events just by changing what you pair it with. The seasonal adaptation. Your polo collection should include options that work in different seasons and temperature ranges. This might mean having some lighter weight options for summer and some that work better for layering in cooler weather. The key is building a collection that serves your actual lifestyle and climate rather than trying to have options for every possible situation. The maintenance mastery. Quality polo shirts require proper care to maintain their appearance and longevity. This means following care instructions, using appropriate detergents, and storing them properly to maintain their shape. Proper maintenance also includes knowing when a polo has reached the end of its useful life and needs to be replaced, rather than continuing to wear something that no longer looks good. Now here's your step-by-step plan to transform your polo shirt game. Your Polo Transformation Plan. Here's exactly how to implement everything we've discussed to build a polo shirt wardrobe that makes you look sophisticated and confident in any casual situation. Week 1. The brutal assessment. Go through your current polo shirt collection with complete honesty. Try on each shirt and assess it based on fit, quality, color, and overall appearance. If a polo doesn't make you look good, get rid of it immediately. Take photos if necessary. They'll show you things you might miss in the mirror. Be ruthless about what's actually working and what's just taking up space in your closet. Week 2. The foundation investment. Instead of trying to replace everything at once, focus on getting one perfect polo in a foundational color like navy. Spend the time and money necessary to find one that fits perfectly, is made from quality fabric, and makes you feel confident when you wear it. This one perfect polo will teach you what to look for in future purchases and give you a baseline for comparing other options. Week 3. The fit refinement. If you have existing polos that are good quality but don't fit perfectly, take them to a tailor to see what can be improved. Sometimes minor alterations can transform an okay polo into a great one. Focus on getting the length, sleeve fit, and overall silhouette as good as possible on your best existing pieces. Week 4. The strategic expansion. Add a second foundation color. probably white, or another versatile shade that coordinates with your existing wardrobe. Apply the same standards of quality and fit that you used for your first perfect polo. Start thinking about how these polos work with your pants, shoes, and other wardrobe pieces to create complete outfits. Weeks 5 to 8. The complete system. Continue building your polo collection strategically, focusing on pieces that enhance your overall wardrobe rather than just adding more options. Each new polo should serve a specific purpose and work with multiple other pieces. Start experimenting with layering and styling to maximize the versatility of each piece. The budget-smart approach. You don't need to spend a fortune to look great in polo shirts. Focus on finding the best value rather than the cheapest price or the most expensive brand. Sometimes mid-range options offer the best combination of quality and affordability. Consider this an investment in your professional and social success rather than just a clothing expense. The long-term strategy. Build your polo wardrobe gradually and thoughtfully rather than trying to have everything at once. Focus on quality over quantity and versatility over variety. As you become more confident in what works for your body type and lifestyle, you can start adding more adventurous colors or subtle patterns within the framework we've discussed. Conclusion: your sophisticated, casual transformation. Look, I want to be completely honest about something. Polo shirts aren't just casual t-shirts with collars. When done right, they're sophisticated wardrobe pieces that can make you look polished, confident, and appropriately dressed for a wide range of situations. The confidence connection. When you understand how to choose, fit, and style polo shirts properly, you gain access to a level of casual sophistication that most men never achieve. You'll look put together without looking formal, relaxed without looking sloppy, and confident without looking like you're trying too hard. This confidence comes from knowing that you understand the nuances of sophisticated casual wear and that you're dressed appropriately for whatever situation you're in. The professional advantage. In business casual environments, the right polo can give you a significant advantage. You'll look more polished than men in basic t-shirts, but more approachable than those in formal dress shirts. It's a perfect balance that communicates competence and confidence. This is particularly important in industries where being overdressed can be as problematic as being underdressed. A well-chosen polo shows that you understand the culture and expectations. The social impact. In social situations, wearing polo shirts makes you more memorable for the right reasons. You'll look like someone who pays attention to details and takes care of himself, which creates positive impressions that can improve both your professional and personal relationships. People respond positively to men who look put together without seeming high maintenance or overly formal. The long-term investment. Learning to wear polo shirts well is an investment that pays dividends for years. These principles don't go out of style, and the confidence boost from looking appropriate and sophisticated compounds over time. You'll find yourself more comfortable in a wider range of situations because you'll know you're dressed right for whatever comes up. The action step. Here's what I want you to do right now. Look at the polo shirts in your wardrobe and honestly assess whether they're helping you or hurting you. Pick one thing from today's video. Maybe it's the fit, maybe it's the quality, maybe it's how you're styling them, and commit to improving it this week. Don't wait for the perfect time or until you lose weight or until you have more money. Start with what you have and make it work better. The transformation promise. When you implement these strategies, people will notice. You'll photograph better, you'll feel more confident in casual business settings, you'll be more comfortable in social situations, and you'll simply feel better about yourself every time you put on a polo shirt. This isn't just about looking good, it's about feeling confident and appropriate in any casual or smart casual situation you encounter. If you found this helpful and want more insights on dressing well for your age and lifestyle, hit that subscribe button. I'm here every day with practical advice that actually works for real men living real lives. And let me know in the comments, what's your biggest polo shirt challenge? Are you struggling with fit, quality, styling, or something else entirely? Your questions help me create content that addresses the real issues men face when trying to look their best. Until next time, remember, sophisticated casual wear isn't an accident. It's a skill you can learn and master, and polo shirts are one of the most versatile tools in your wardrobe when you understand how to use them properly. You're never too old to level up your style. You just need to know what actually works.